We are back with another episode of Porch Perspectives, and I have a new guest with me today, Miss Erica. How are you today, honey?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Um,
Good.
Firstly, thank you for coming on today, hanging out with us. I wanted to, we backstory between Erica and I. Erica and I worked together once upon a time,
Many
and
moons ago.
yeah, many, many moons ago. And I transferred to another location, and she's still at my old location. And every time I stop by the store, she always hugs me with big, big hugs.
I mean, I miss you, so
And
you
it's
and a few
okay.
others were the only ones that made it fun and interesting.
I know. And that's another thing with part of that backstory is we started talking more because we both have a very similar sense of humor. And it makes people on the outside looking in, you wouldn't want to have those kind of conversations that Erica and I've had. You don't want to have those kind of conversations. You
No,
can't have
definitely
with
look
just
at us
anybody.
like, what is wrong with you? It's like something's got to be wrong. No, I promise, I'm okay.
Sometimes we're okay.
Yeah.
But the wonderful thing about it, and I think this has a lot to do with, and we're gonna get there, but I think it has a lot to do with growing up in the areas we've grown up in, where it's not often that you meet a complete stranger. And even when you're working with somebody or going to church with somebody, you're gonna find a friend in somebody.
Yes, always,
And
or
I
else you're
think,
gonna be lonely through your life.
oh girl. But it was, I think our friendship started off it started off weird, but it has that quality to it where it's like a once in a lifetime type of relationship.
I will always be forever known as your little gecko.
That's it.
So, I mean, I can never remember the name that I give you, but I'm gonna keep what I called you to myself.
Yeah. I know there was a few names that you tried to call me, but I was like, nope, we're gonna shoot them all down because it's not gonna work. You are always gonna be my little gecko.
You started off calling me Big Bertha.
You started off doing something to me.
I called you gingivitis because I could not remember the name that I called you.
I don't remember either, but it's something Geraldine or something weird. And I don't know where she got gingivitis from, but then she tried to
Oh
make it
no,
stick, and I refused to let that stick because first of all,
it
you know
never
me.
stuck.
No, she just tried it, but it's okay.
It didn't work.
That is, you got to find some form of entertainment wherever you are, and it makes the day go by.
So much quicker, and it makes your job fun. You look forward to going in to work instead of, oh, let me clock in again, because then you're going to be no good to nobody.
Absolutely. And in the line of work that we are in, you have to be good for somebody.
It keeps the customers entertained too, because I've had a few turn around and look at me and just start laughing with me. So I had a customer last weekend laughing at me, and I looked at him like, "Sir, this is not funny. This is my life." He's like, "I'm sorry, but it's funny." Like, I know.
Yeah, we've seen a few where people have laughed at us and not with us, and
Yes.
we have to check them, let them know, like, hey, don't laugh at me. You laugh with me. That's it. There's no laughing at us. The only ones that laugh at us are us.
Yes. Oh my god.
So, Miss Erica, can you tell us a little bit about where you're from, what you do, how you're doing?
How I'm doing, girl? I'm doing. Um, I grew I grew up in Raleigh. I was like on the very edge of Raleigh, Garner,
That one.
but I've seen that it looks really nice.
My son goes to that one. I hate it. That's 4 flights of stairs for what?
Or God, we only
Girl, and I
had
did it in heels.
no thanks. I think when I went to that high school, we had like one or two flights of stairs, and that's it.
Yeah, girl,
We had
it's
elevators, but
too
they were
big.
broken.
They have elevators, but it's for teachers' use.
That makes no sense,
I mean, yes and no. I get it. Teachers got to hurry up and get to class before the students get to class because them students can't be trusted. But,
especially in an elevator. I get it. But what? What if the students are like, say it's a nerd or whatever, they're getting picked on and the big bully like knocks their books down or something, about to be late to class. Oh, I need to hop in the elevator to get class before the bell rings. You
That ain't
can't
the
let the
way it
nerd
works,
use the
but yes, I
elevator.
mean, I get it, but it would be nice if the kids could use it. But at the same time, would you really trust high school kids in an elevator?
You know how much graffiti and everything would be in those elevators,
I
cigarette
already know.
burns in the elevators, trash everywhere.
They already do enough in the stairwells.
Yep.
That's good.
Oh, I remember the stairwell.
Oh my God, don't you go there yet. Not yet.
I'm
Not yet.
not. I'm not. But
You know what?
right
Screw it. Go
after I
ahead.
find
Tell us about it. What happened?
Jess, that's where we would smoke our cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
We would get caught doing a lot of stuff in the stairwells. It was always on the 100 hall. We would always, for some reason, we would always go to the 100 hall, to the bathrooms, to the stairwells, everything. Smoking cigarettes. Some of them would be smoking other stuff, and the teachers never caught on to that.
Hmm.
Like it's been going on for years, and you still don't understand where these kids are doing it. But hey, I had fun, so whatever.
I'm sure
I
you
mean,
did.
how was it? I wouldn't say it was a terrible school. I had Mr. Boyette. Can't remember which class that was, but he was one of my most favorite teachers. He's one that sometimes I wouldn't go to lunch. I would just go grab lunch and go sit in his class and hang out with him for
Yeah.
my little lunch break. Um, Mr. Himes, he was my biology teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Dude knew I love him. I'm friends with him on Facebook. He knew how terrified I was of snakes and stuff. So he sent me right in front of the biggest ball python he had in class. I couldn't focus. It looked like I was just the whole class making sure that thing wasn't coming out somehow and gonna bite my head. I don't know. I was terrified the whole class. The location it was at, when you go down to go to the parking lot, there's a hill across from the school. And if you cross the hill, there's a giant parking lot, and you can go to Target or Kroger. There's a coffee shop called Bushy Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Best coffee I've ever had. And there's a Chinese place right next to it. So you could go across the hill to get lunch or whatever, but you had to be in 11th or 12th grade.
Right.
Me and my friends kept going over anyways, ninth and 10th grade. We just kept going, getting coffee, getting lunch. We wouldn't skip school to get it. We go on a lunch break, but we'd get in trouble coming back because you're not supposed to be there. My mom got called so often by the 10th grade principal. She reminded me of like Miss Frizzle. She had this curly red hair. She was like a bigger Miss Frizzle. Can I stand that woman? I remember her name. Couldn't stand her. My mom got so sick of it one day. She came in to pick me up. She's like, "Did you go get lunch?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, "Was it good?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, "Good, let's go." That principal was mad. You're not gonna say anything to her? No. She wouldn't go get lunch. Who cares? My mom took me to go get more coffee, and then we went home. It's just lunch. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, I get it. But now I guess, times have definitely changed from the times when we were in school to now because that school is, I think it's still in the same place, same exact place, because there is a Target up there and there's a little shopping center with coffee and Chinese. Um,
Okay.
but now it's like it's safety more so than anything because these kids, as a parent of a high schooler, girl, I be so
Mm-hmm.
nervous. I tell them all the time, you
Yep.
better not leave that campus. You better not go anywhere. You better call me. If anything, you better call me. Because it's just like I said, it's nothing can be trusted. Nothing.
No.
And unfortunately, it is a scary world we're living in.
That's like the school. I live in Clayton now. The school up the street from me, the high school, is right across the street from McDonald's. And if you start going to McDonald's around between 11 and 1, You see all these high schoolers crossing a busy road to
Going
go to
to
McDonald's,
McDonald's.
and these teachers, I don't know if they know or maybe they don't care if they're allowed to. I know my kid crosses the street
Mm-mm.
with all these cars coming by, and these people are on their lunch breaks coming and going from work.
Right.
Somebody's gonna get hit, and it's like, well, they're old enough. No, there's still accidents.
And they're still kids.
Hmm.
Say this wonderful world. So
Oh man,
aside from working, what other endeavors do you have, sweetheart?
I let's see. Last, let's say May,
Mm-hmm.
I started my whole baking up again. I tried it back in maybe 2016, 2017. Couldn't really get into it. I started it up again this year, and I've got over so far 300 followers on Facebook. Nothing about 200 followers on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just trying to reach a bigger audience right now. I'm doing more than I was back then.
Okay.
I was only doing cupcakes back then, but now I'm doing cupcakes and cheesecakes and layered cakes and um, the sweet southern mason jar cakes. And I've worked at farmers markets. I've sold my cheesecakes to restaurants and this, that, and the other. I'm just trying to reach bigger and like keep going weekly and daily or whatever.
Okay. So let's start with the name.
It is Wicked Sweet Bakery. I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Check her out.
um,
Get you some fat girl
the
cakes up in your system.
speaking of fat cake, you know, you know the Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes.
Yes.
I don't like them. And mind you, everything I eat, everything I make, I don't eat. I don't like cupcakes, and I'll eat my cheesecake. I love my cheesecake. Everything else, I don't eat it. I have my husband try it. I have the neighbors try it. I have families try it. And I tell everybody, give me good and bad feedback because if I need to change something, let me know. I don't
Right.
need you to, oh my God, this is good and it's not. Don't tell me
Right.
that. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But back to the cakes. I found out a way to make the homemade Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes.
Hmm.
I
So that
sold
means
about
that this Christmas I'll
150.
be able to get me some like boxes.
Yeah, like $30 a dozen. So,
$30 a we'll talk numbers later. Like we don't talk numbers in front of people. Come on now.
I
This is my
mean,
hookup.
it's a homemade cake. It's a
Mm-hmm.
homemade whipped cream in the middle, and it's dipped in chocolate, and I got the drizzle on top of it.
Yeah, you tapping into my inner fat girl for real.
So, have you seen my banana pudding cupcakes?
I have seen every time you post anything with your desserts, like I said, my inner fat girl starts screaming at me. And I'm just like, nope, not doing it. I'm not gonna do it. Because like in the summertime especially, I'm trying to look good on the beach or something, or somebody's beach, somebody's pool. I'm trying to, do that. And I can't do that if I'm over here indulging in wicked sweets and whatnot. I can't do that. It's like I gotta have some
It's like
balance in my life.
God give you this body to have fun with it. You ain't having fun if you're on a diet trying to look good in a bikini. Eat the fat
A
cakes.
diet. I just know that if I go, if I know if I start, I'm not gonna stop. I already know because
That's
it's
okay
the
to have cheat out.
strawberries, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just your presentation or what, but when I tell you it looks so good, like mouth watering.
I don't like banana pudding personally.
Hmm.
I like peach cobbler. And my peach cobbler, oh my God. I can't make a big one because my big butt will sit here when the kids go to school and eat a whole 9 by 9 by myself.
See,
I can't do it.
but I can help
But
you.
I will tell you, those strawberry crunch cupcakes that I've made, you know the popsicles you get from the store that taste like strawberry
You
shortcake?
better not tell me.
It tastes just like those. They are so freaking delicious.
Yeah.
I will not eat the cake, but I will eat the frosting with a crunch on top, and I put a fresh strawberry on top of it.
All
Oh,
right, so I'm gonna need one
so
of
good.
those. I'm gonna need that cobbler. I'm gonna need the banana pudding. Christmas comes around, we're gonna
Banana
go get some.
pudding was my best seller in the summer.
I believe it, because in the South, that's what everybody eats is some banana pudding. And if you can make a good banana pudding, people are gonna talk about you.
I made pies too. My key lime pie, my
Mm.
lemon meringue pie. I will eat my pies. Those are delicious.
Oh,
I'm not I'm not a cupcake person. You can give me a birthday cake or a cheesecake and I am good.
I'll keep that in
My,
mind.
if you like chocolate, my chocolate frosting, I could just eat that right out of the piping bag.
Mm.
It is like whipped, but it's still rich and it's I can't describe it. You just gotta try it. It is so good.
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to try it. I'm gonna get my co-host. I'm gonna have to get with you and get some of these delicacies first, and then I'm gonna get with my co-host, and we're gonna actually do a review for you. I think that would
Yeah,
be fun.
that would be fun.
We're gonna have a whole spread of fat girl cakes and taste all of it.
Girl, that's fine. That is 100% fine.
I'm gonna definitely
Me
that's
too.
a definite. We're gonna definitely have to do that.
I've actually
So
been thinking about.
what inspired your name for Wicked Sweets?
Well, my husband's last name is Dewick, and I'm not good at coming up with names or anything. I'm not that creative. So
Hmm.
he was sitting here one day, and he was like, "Let's just do Wicked Sweet Bakery." Wicked is his last name, like all scrambled together. So it's like Dewick, Wicked, and it just makes sense. And they are wickedly sweet, so why not?
You guys seem like you guys are like match made in heaven because every time I see you two together, it's just y'all, y'all definitely click.
How I don't know because I'm more of a people person. And he's like, nope, leave me alone. I'm good.
It's the balance,
Like he's not rude or nothing. Like he'll talk to you and the conversations you come up to him. He would just rather go to work, come home, be with his family, and just chill.
right?
Me,
But
I'd
see,
rather, babe, what are we doing tonight? Babe, let's go out. Babe, let's go do this. He's like, no.
now when I say you guys click, because you know how they say opposites attract. You
Oh,
are
it
definitely
happens.
that people person, and he's so quiet and just that balance.
Hmm.
It cracks me up because I'm just like they really they definitely are in tune with each other. I definitely love that.
Yes, but we've been
So
together
yep.
this year, as of January 6th, we've been together 9 years.
Okay. All
Feels
right.
like 30, but we've been together 9 years.
You said it feels like how many?
30. Girl, I got back problems. He irritates me some days just by breathing, but I love him
It's married life. Like,
more than
if you
anything. I
think for
love
one
him.
minute that Stacy like that was she gets on my last nerve. Like literally, shut up and go in the room. Go over there. Just go away. I don't care where you
No,
go.
he
Just get away
wasn't
from me.
doing anything the other night. And I texted one of the girls I work with. He was sitting over here reading his book. I was sitting over on the other couch. I was like, hey, I said, have you ever been in the same room with your man? Y'all getting along and everything. But you look at him all adoringly and everything. I'm like, oh, I would just love to smack the hell out of him. He won't doing nothing. Like he was just sitting there, minding his business. We were getting along and everything. I'm like, ugh.
It's just, and it's not toxic behavior, but it's like it kind of makes me think of okay, it's too quiet. We need some noise,
Yes.
and that's what it is.
But
Because I'm the same
thankfully,
way.
she agrees.
Literally walk behind her and push her or something like that, just because you know what, you're too nice right now.
Yes, 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 yes.
There's too much niceness going on. Like, tell me to shut up.
Something. Tell me I'm being a bitch. I don't know. Man, you should see our text messages.
Oh my god, I can only imagine.
You thought mine and yours were like the best ever. The shit that he will text me, will be like, just for an example, the other night I texted him 'cause I went upstairs to go to bed before he did. Texted him and I was like, good night, handsome. I love you. Sweet dreams. Hope you get some good sleep tonight. He sent me the middle finger emoji. He said, "Fuck you, bitch. Go to sleep."
Wow.
But I know how he is. And then a few
What's
minutes
our
later, he's
love
like, "Good night, babe.
language?
Love you too." He texted me back. He's like, "Good night, babe. Love you too. Sweet dreams." I'm like, "Okay." But I will tell you, and nobody believes it. Every year for 9 years, he has texted me some form of "Good morning, beautiful. I love you. Have a good day."
Aw.
On his way to work every single morning. And that's the one thing I look forward to every morning. Not seeing my kids' snot faces in the morning, not smelling their breath. That text message from him. I love my kids, but that's the one thing I look forward to every morning.
And that's why it's worked so well for you guys. Look at you. I'm so, got all the warm and fuzzies going on. You better stop.
I love that man. A lot of people don't like him. Just, you know, he's taught me a lot because he's one that he doesn't really care what people say or what they think. And I had to have people like me. Why are they mad at me? Why don't they like me? What did I do? What can I do better? He's
Hmm.
like, you need to stop. He's like, not everybody's gonna like you, and that ain't your problem. You ain't here to please everybody, so they don't like you. Go into something else. Who cares?
And that's where I told you about that balance earlier. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think me and you had a little, it wasn't even a major situation at work one time. And you were like, you don't like me? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And
I remember that because I thought you were mad at me or something.
I was like, no, I'm not mad at you. Like, no, what the?
Yes.
I'm so easy to get
Now it's
along
like
with.
I don't really care.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
you
few people
care.
at
You
work that don't
care,
like
but
me,
you
and I
don't care.
couldn't care
You care
less.
about the people you care about.
Yes.
Yeah. But everybody else,
Yes.
you don't care.
Also, I'm to the point that I don't care how I act in public because it's
I've
like Dave
noticed.
says, you're never gonna see those people again. So I love going out with my kids. They're like, "Mommy, stop." William will start dancing in the store, and I'll go up behind him and start mocking him and everything. He's like, "Mommy, no." Then you stop. And he'll stop. You don't want mommy doing it. You don't need to do it.
No, going in the store with the kids, I don't know if it's just us, but that's the funniest thing ever.
It is.
It is so
I
funny.
love
It's
it.
like Jordan's thing is because he's taller now, he's so much taller.
Really?
He loves grabbing things off the top shelf for his mom and then talking trash about his mom being short.
That's how my nephew is, man. He just turned 15, and I literally have to look up to talk to him now. He used to be like, "Oh my god," and now it's like, bro, yeah, I'm no longer mommy a lot. I
Hmm.
have already transitioned to bro.
I have not. I'm still, no. I went from when he was in elementary school. No, I've always been mom. It's always just been mom, mom, mom. And now it's, if I'm doing something to get on Jordan's nerves, like, that embarrassing mom thing that I do from time to time,
Mhm.
he'll look and be like, Stacy, get your wife, man. Please get your wife.
I love that.
I'm just like, because he's in high school, so he's got this persona that he's got going on. I'm like, dude,
Right.
whatever. I said, I will embarrass you. Quit playing with me. Because all his
Oh yes.
friends from school, they come to my store after school. So it's like, I see these kids.
Right.
And a lot of them don't even realize that that's my son. Like, I've literally had customers say, you don't even look like you're old enough to have a 15-year-old. I said,
You
well, surprise,
don't.
surprise. I got another one that's about to be 20.
Are you serious?
Yes, we have
I did
talked.
not know that. Okay, well my memory is trash.
I see. My daughter will be 20
Oh,
the
that's
end of
right.
February.
That's right. My bad, bro. Sorry.
What you gonna call me, bro? My thing with Jordan now though, because he does look like me a lot, he favors me a lot. So we've gotten to the point now where we're just like, that's twin.
Yeah.
So I mess with him like, what up, twin? What you got going on? He's like, man, I'm just chilling. And I get this homework done.
Unfortunately, I do have few kids, but unfortunately, both of them look just like their daddies.
I mean, my little boyfriend look like you.
Does he really? Because I see
I think
Dayton,
so. And it might just be the
and
glasses, but he looks like you. Still looks like you. He got your forehead.
girl, he shaved. He cut his daggone hair again. Last time he cut a chunk of his little bangs out. All right, cool. We'll let it grow out. It's gonna be uneven. We'll eventually cut it again. Cool.
Hmm.
Now this time he cut a chunk out right here, and if you look at him just the right way, it looks like he's got a little bald spot right here. You know what he said it was?
Hmm.
His little wormhole. What is a wormhole?
Some sci-fi
See,
stuff.
I guess. But first he said he was trying to do a mohawk. That's the wrong way to do a mohawk. If you're gonna do a mohawk, you cut this and leave this. Dude was trying to cut all this and leave this. He's gonna look like his pa.
Trying to walk around with a George Jefferson.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The best part is, though, Friday is the 100th day of school. He could have rocked that haircut with a cane and everything.
Yeah, he
I should
could
let
have.
him do it. I should let him do it. I should shave his head tonight when he's asleep.
Why would you do it while he's asleep though? He's gonna wake up distraught.
Oh well. I
Oh,
was
that's not
distraught
nice.
when I saw that wormhole. I'm not gonna cut his hair. I don't want. He wants to shave his head. I can't tell him no. He
You
wants
are
to look like
terrible.
his
I was
daddy because his
distraught when I
daddy is
saw his
bald.
wormhole. Okay. All right. So let's talk about growing up in the South. Shelling peas, peeling potatoes. Did you really do that as a kid?
I swear to God, we can get my mom out here if you need to, but in the summertime, you know when like there's a place up here in the summertime you can go pick your own strawberries,
Hmm.
and in the fall you can go pick your own collards and everything. We would go to a place like that, or we would go to the farmer's market. She would get bushels of peas and snap beans and all this other stuff. Bring them back home, and I figured, okay, well, Mama and Granny's gonna do that. I'm gonna go play. Nope. Erica, come here. Come get this bowl right here. Snap the
Mm-mm.
tops of these off and the bottoms off and put them in here. Oh, I hated doing that. But I got to listen in on some grown folks talk. That was pretty interesting because they never thought we was listening, but I was because I'm a nosy Nancy and I'll tell everybody that I
Well,
am
did you
so
learn anything
nosy.
from those conversations
I
that you
don't
were
care.
eavesdropping on?
Um, oh, so much. Not to be a whore, not to be a drunk. And I've never been either one of those, so I'm good because I can never
So
hold my
they were
liquor
basically
anyway.
just sitting on the porch gossiping.
So I was good.
Oh wow. I mean, that's a lot of what
Oh,
was going on the
God, yes.
porch. I will say that. It
But
yes, they gossip about that one uncle, them weird cousins, and that lady from the church. Yeah, they did it all. But aside from that, you learned a valuable lesson.
yeah, supposed to be Christians, but y'all
I
out here
mean, aside from
gossiping.
that, you learned a valuable lesson on shelling peas.
Yeah, but do I do it now? No, I bought them in a can. Or I get the
I
prepackaged one in the
mean, I
produce
get the frozen
department that's
ones.
fresh. See, I would, but
Mm.
Dave's so picky, he won't eat frozen vegetables. I try to trick him, and as soon as he puts my chicken pot pie in his mouth, he's like, "Are these frozen?" No, yeah, they are. I was busy, okay. So it's like either eat it or eat cereal. Like I don't know what to tell you.
What you bake?
I can't cook for nothing. I can cook a handful of stuff, but I can bake. But I cannot cook for nothing. I can cook chicken Alfredo with homemade Alfredo sauce, pork chops, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and mac and cheese.
But I
That's
mean,
and
with
homemade
that
biscuits.
knowledge, you can still
That's
make
about it.
something happen. You could twerkulate something. If you can bake, bake chicken. Okay, never mind.
They won't eat baked chicken in this house. I will. They won't. They are so picky around here. I have found so many recipes that I want to try. Nobody here would eat it but me. And I'm not
That's
making two
fair
separate
because
meals.
they
My
didn't.
mom ain't do it for me.
So
Why
tell
would
me
I do
about
it
your
for
mac and
them?
cheese.
Mm, it's so good. It has flavor. Oh my god, it is so good. I use three different kinds of cheese: Monterey Jack, sharp cheddar, and white cheddar. Um, Smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, milk and heavy cream,
You're just giving us all the ingredients, aren't you?
butter.
You ain't leaving no secrets for yourself, huh?
Oh, but you don't know how much.
Listen, one thing about me, I don't measure food when I cook anyway. I just cook. That's it. Look.
You gotta
I
measure
stopped when
with
my
your
ancestors say
soul.
stop. That's it. That's what they say. We keep going until the ancestors say that's enough,
Yes,
my child. That's it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Do white people have ancestors?
Just ask me, dude.
Okay, just ask.
Oh my God. You know what? We could talk about it though, because honestly, when it comes to that spiritual aspect of, ancestors and stuff like that, I know how it is for me growing up. And I know how it is like stories that I've heard, but for you to even ask, like how do you and your family, how do you guys like what do you guys think? Yeah, your family members that have passed
About what
on.
our ancestors?
Never mind.
It
Never
was a bunch
mind.
of assholes. I know. No, like it was a bunch of. I will
I
say
can
that they
imagine.
were really, really southern,
Hmm.
and they had to work hard for whatever they had. Um, I can't remember who it was, but I know one of my family members owned a moonshine and
Hmm. Okay.
distillery type thing. Um, a bunch of our family was born in Johnson County. Um, a lot of them are still in Anson County, and that's a very small, small southern place in North Carolina. I haven't been there in years, but to be where we are now, and looking back how it was back then, I might complain about I don't have this and I need this and looking back then and what I've got now, we have came so
I can say
far
that for a
from how
lot of
things
people.
were way back when.
I can say that for a lot of
And
people.
I'm just very
When I
grateful.
look at like down to like my dad, I guess. My dad started off, he was military. He picked up DJing, and from where he started to where he's at, it's called progress, man. He did his thing. I ain't gonna lie, he did his thing. But
Hmm.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
my dad's
proud of
like
him,
he
right?
literally was the one that introduced me to music the way that I had learned music. He was the one that introduced me to all that. Between having DJing at parties, clubs, shows. There's been some instances where, like, I remember being in middle school where, when you have your middle school dances and everything, we ended up having my dad DJ some of my school dances in middle school. And it was funny because all of my friends at school, or some of the kids that knew me at school, they if they didn't know me by name, they ended up calling me the DJ's daughter. That was my nickname in the 8th grade, was the DJ's daughter.
Aw,
And I'm just like, all right, cool. I remember
nice.
outside of that, me and one of like it's weird. My whole family, my immediate family, it's me, my dad, my stepmom, my stepbrother, and my youngest brother. 5 people out of 6 have birthdays in August and September, back to back to back to back. My birthday is right before the end of September, and then my stepbrother, his birthday is 5 days after mine in September. We ended up having a birthday party together,
Oh my god.
and in the neighborhood we lived in, it was military housing, but it was out in Rayford. And my dad's just like, invite all your friends. I'm gonna DJ for the party. We're
Mm.
gonna have this, that, and the other, whatever. Just invite all your friends to come out, and we're just gonna turn up. All right, cool. When I tell you, I had everybody from the high school, people I didn't even know were there. And I mean, my dad DJ'd the party, and we had fun. Like that was the one thing that anybody that went to that party at that time frame, they knew that party was we would turn. We had fun. It was just awesome, and that's the kind of
Right.
stuff that I remember being a kid. And I'm like, yeah, my dad's a DJ.
Right?
No,
You
I did
had
not.
one of those channel type
No,
of birthday party. You had like the whole school. No, I'm talking about where like the whole
it
school
wasn't
shows
even the
up
whole
and
school
you don't
because
even know
honestly, if
half the
you've ever
people
been
there.
to Hope County, that's the high school I started off my freshman year in Hope County High. That's a big school. And I did not know everybody
Mm,
at that school, but
yeah.
some of the kids in my neighborhood that knew me knew a lot of the other kids in high school. They knew everybody knew they knew a lot of people. So word started getting out about my birthday party.
Right.
Like I said, I got people at my birthday party that I don't even know. And I'm just like, who is they? Who are they? What are you here for? What do you want? Who are you? I'm at 13, I'm questioning everybody because I'm like, I don't want my party to get shut down. We're still
Right?
on military property. So I'm just like, I don't know who you guys are,
Nah,
but
they
if
ain't
you're gonna
going
smoke weed,
nowhere.
you can't be here.
Yeah,
Huh?
you gotta do it somewhere else and then come back, okay?
Go to your
But you
car. I
gotta do
don't
it
care. Just
somewhere else
don't
and
do it
then come
over
back.
here because you're military property. You can't do anything on base. You can't do that. No, heck no. Nah, not gonna happen. But yeah, I think, times have definitely changed and you see a lot of progress with a lot of people. But unfortunately, on the flip side of that, you also see a lot of regression with a lot of people. We were talking about that the other day about how, and this is a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time, but we were talking about a situation where these kids are getting into situations and the parents are allowing it to happen. They're not holding the parents are not holding themselves accountable, and it shows with the kids. And then we were talking about, those sheltered kids and spoiled kids and the type of
Mhm.
adults that they turn into once they get a little bit of freedom.
Yes, I've seen just working where I'm at, I've seen so many kids come in with their parents and just the way they treat them. They'll sit there and be like, well, I want this. Like, no, we don't have money. I don't care. I need it. You don't need no cookies or no. And the parents will just let them talk to however they want to. And you can see like they're spoiled, they're sheltered. The parents let the kids run the house. And
But that's
that's
how they
no,
allow it to
that's
be.
not
And when
how it's
they
supposed to
allow it to
be.
be, then that makes it harder for people like you and I when it comes to having to deal with those children that grow up into adults. Like, no, because you're not going to get your way because your mama let you get your way. I'm not your mama. I've literally had to tell people, I'm not your mom, I'm not your dad, and you're not going to do
Yeah,
that with me.
thank
You're not
you.
trying that with me.
I raised my kids the way I was raised in the 90s. You're not going to speak to me with disrespect. You were going to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. If somebody's
It's
coming
called
out of the store
manners.
or whatever, you hold the door open for them. If the
It's just
lady's coming
mannerisms. It's just
behind them,
manners.
you
And a
open the
lot
door
of
for her.
kids these days just out the window because they feel like, oh well, you guys feel like I'm supposed to respect you because you're older than me. Respect goes two ways. This that, sweetheart. It does, but
I mean, it does, but
well,
I'm
see,
still
even
your
outside of
mom.
just
You're still gonna
parents,
do what I ask you to do.
like I said, it all starts at home. It starts at home. Like you said, if the parents are going to allow the kids to do it, the kids feel like it's okay for them to do it everywhere else.
I have pulled. I don't know if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I have pulled a Kevin Hart on William before because I love his TikToks and all his stories and everything. I asked William to do something before, and he looks at me. He's like, "Why?" Like with this attitude, he's like, "No, I don't want to." He's told me to shut up before. I turn real quick, like, well, who the fuck you talking to? He'll stand up for a bit. He's like, I'm sorry, I go do it.
I think I've only
Yeah,
had an issue with my
yeah,
daughter
you will.
asking me why one time. She was
We'll learn until he's 2 or 3. And I kept telling him to stop running around. Hey, I kept telling him to stop jumping off these tables and everything. He would jump from the table to the windowsill over here. He wouldn't listen. He did it again. He ended up slipping, busted his bottom lip open to the point we
mm,
had to take him to the hospital for stitches in his lip. He quit doing it. But like last night, he had dinner. I told him, I said, all right, if you're done, clean up your plate and go put it in the dishwasher. Why I always gotta do this? I said, because it's your mess. I'm not your maid. I said, I fixed your dinner. At least you need to do is put your stuff up. If you don't fine. Like, I mean, if you don't like it, you can fix your own dinner and plate your own food and everything else because I don't have to do it.
I
Put it in the dishwasher.
think that these kids, they're funny. They're just, that's
I
the only thing. They're
mean,
just funny. When you really sit back and watch it, yeah, they aggravate us, but they are little comedians because all I could think about, for as much complaining and everything as you're doing right now, 10 years from now.
there's
Oh,
so
I
much
know.
more
Oh,
amazing
trust me,
stuff
I
that
know.
this kid does. Him and my
I can
daughter.
only imagine.
To be 6 years old, he does a lot of stuff on his own. He'll take the trash out. He takes a bath. Like by he gets his bath ready. I don't sit in there with him. He does it by himself. Um, he gets his school clothes ready. When I let him, he'll
So he's very
make his own
independent.
lunch for the next day. I mean, I had Tessa
Mm.
when she was 6 or 7 doing her own laundry. I mean, she asked me for a chore chart. Okay, do your own laundry.
I think that's really
And she started doing it. But you got all these other kids out there, they can't shower by themselves. They can't use the
can't.
bathroom
They
by
couldn't even
themselves.
imagine
And they're
picking up a
six,
broom and a
seven, eight
dustpan.
years
There were
old.
people at the job that literally like, "Hey, sweep the floor." What do I do with that? What? Like you've never used a broom and a dustpan before?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, it blew my mind. I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not. I can't deal with y'all because I swear, I've always said if it ever came down to it and I had to go in a nursing home with the way these kids go, you better not ever put me in a nursing. You take me out of my misery. Because I'm not going in a nursing home to let them take care of me. Heck no.
No, they end up giving me the wrong thing and make me see ghosts and shit. No, I can't. My mind's already
No, they're
going.
gonna
I don't
leave
need
you in
you
a
to
room
add
in the
to it. It
dark by
freaks me
yourself for
out.
3 weeks. They're gonna forget you're in there.
God, no. I'm already scared of the dark. I'm already scared of the dark. I couldn't do that. I feel like one
Terrible.
of those movies trying to claw my way out. But no, I felt so old. I'm only 34, and I was training one of these girls about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "You need to pack it the way I do. It just helps me get more in there. You pack it like you're playing Tetris." She's like, "What is Tetris?"
You should have punched her. You should have punched.
Like, girl, I
What
felt
is Tetris?
heart skipped a beat. I felt it like shatter, and
But I don't
it
even get
hurt
hurt.
so bad. My 10-year-old and my 5-year-old, my 10 and 6-year-old know who Ozzy Osbourne is. We were talking about Ozzy Osbourne the same day, and one of the 19, 20-year-old girls was saying that she's like, "Who's that? The King of Darkness? Who
Girl,
bit a bat's head off
me
in a concert?
we're not even gonna talk about
Who? Girl, never mind. Don't worry about it."
I find it funny that my son actually listens to old school music, and I think it's funny. He had me cracking up the other day. He was listening to Candy Rain by Soul for Real. And I looked at him, I said, "Boy, you don't know nothing about that." To my mom, turn it up. No, sir. You don't know nothing about that. That is my genuine treasure. That is for us. You don't get to have that. You go listen to one of them new people. You leave Soul for Real alone.
Yes. Yeah.
But he'll listen to different stuff. He's like, "Mom, I don't just listen to what do you say? I don't just listen to this new stuff. I listen to R&B. I know what it was. The song started coming on. Stacy was playing some a song on her phone, and we were on our way to take him to school, and he was like, "Oh, Erica Badu." I said, "Boy, what do you know about Erica Badu?
What?
Mom, I don't just listen to current music. I listen to music from back in the day too." I was like, "What do you know about Erica Badu?" And it was some of her old stuff. Like I think it was, I don't know what it was, but it was some of her
Oh
older
my
stuff. So I'm
god.
like, you don't have any business knowing this, sir. Not yet. Oh yeah,
I
he's
love that he knows the older music. My stepson, he just got home from school. He'll listen. He'll listen to country. He'll listen to rap. He'll listen to whatever. Right now,
oh,
he's in the process of trying to learn how to play guitar, and he's starting to listen to like Nirvana and Metallica and AC/DC and all this old rock and stuff to try to learn how to play that. You find very few kids who have a wide range of
yeah.
music instead of just this new stuff that talks about WAP. Like
I
that
mean, don't
just
get me
grossed
wrong.
me out. Just that
I
whole
was
song
vibing a
just
little bit,
disgusted me.
but only when I'm around. Like, hey,
I can't even
me neither. I
I
can't
can't even
say
say that
anything.
word, let alone listen to it. It's gross. I can't. Dave will be like, "Whose is this?" I'm like, "It's mine." And he's like, "Just stop. Never mind." Like I can't.
That's a cringy word for
I
me
get
too.
nervous.
I will not
I
say it,
can't
and
with that
even I
word. It's
crack
just
up because
gross.
my wife tells me all the time, "Just say it, just say it." I was like, "Quit trying to bully me. You're not gonna bully me." No, that's
Yeah,
it.
I'll just feel like William, but like it's a pachina.
That's we'll call it every
It's a
word but
pachina.
that. Every word. I don't even know.
Nope.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll ask him. It's
it's
my
terrible.
business. I can't. It's
It just
gross.
feels so
I'm still a
nasty.
child when it comes to that. I can't say it. And see, which I don't understand because I can perfectly
Yeah, I
say or
know.
call somebody a cunt,
I know. You definitely called somebody. I
but
don't even
I
remember.
can't
Oh
say
my
that other
God, you had me
word.
cracking up the other day. We were on the phone all of 15
I know
minutes, and
who
out
it
of the
was. It makes
15
me
minutes,
laugh.
13 were spent laughing.
Yeah, I can't tell you
That's
exactly
fine. You
who
don't
I
have to
called
go into
that word
details
because
because I
it's
think we're
safe. She
both on the
still
same
is.
page, and I know what you're talking about. It's okay.
I'm not.
But it is what it is. Some
It
people just can't help
is,
it.
and it will be.
Remember, we said it starts at home.
No, but I loved. Yes, like you talking about growing up in the South and everything. I wouldn't have had it no other way. Me and my family, we just went to Washington D.C. for a Christmas vacation. We did it in we went January 12th, and I loved being out there. We could walk any and everywhere. Everything was closed. Everything was convenient. You took a bus here. You walked like
Hmm.
5 blocks to get here. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. There's no trees. There's no cows. There was no farms. There was no fields. There was no like houses. If there was
Row
houses,
houses.
it was these like brick together small houses. Yeah, and the only animals you saw were pigeons, like
That's
chickens,
how it
and
was
like
in
bugs and
Vegas.
stuff laying on the streets. I don't want that. I love the southern life. It might get hot and
Mm-mm.
humid out here
I
and
feel the same
everything,
way
but
because
I wouldn't
being
trade
in
it for
Vegas and then
nothing.
coming back out here, I'll be honest with you. As soon as I got to familiar lands, I think it was South Carolina, I stopped and got. I don't know. I think I was in Georgia when driving. We drove back from Vegas. When we hit Georgia, oh, we were home free. I went and got some boiled peanuts. No, you say huh, but
Oh, oh. No, Dave got me those as a surprise one day from the gas station. Who in their right mind eats boiled peanuts? To me, they
first of
feel like
all, you don't put them in a
slimy when you
can.
pull
I
them
see
out
you
of the
keep doing this
can.
can stuff. Stop doing the can stuff. No, I don't eat the ones in the can. I eat the
They
ones I
come in
look.
a
I will literally
can.
go to people that either like at a not a farmer's market. What are those? You know those vendors that be like on the side of the road selling peaches and berries, and that's where I'll typically get them from because I know
Yeah.
those are fresh. I'm not eating boiled peanuts out of a can.
Okay. All right.
I don't even do canned vegetables like that.
Okay. Because
Not
that's what
doing it.
he did.
But the boiled peanuts,
Hmm.
I like the boiled peanuts because I don't like crunchy nuts. No pun intended. Before you even go there, no pun intended. But it's a delicacy. I like it.
Okay.
But we drove 3,000 miles before I could get some boiled peanuts. And when I tell you, I was one happy camper.
Okay.
Who?
Have you ever heard of hoop cheese?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Hoop cheese.
I'm not a cheese person. I don't eat
Do
cheese
you
by
like
itself.
it?
I've never understood that concept.
I will not eat it by itself,
Mm-hmm.
but you can get it from like these old
The country
fashioned gas
stores.
stations and the farmers market out in Raleigh and everything. And I will tell you, it is
I've
the
heard that
best
same thing.
cheese to
I'm not a
take a
cheese.
grilled
The
cheese
most
with.
cheese I'll eat by itself is the string cheese. That's it. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
You like a third grader at
Didn't I just say don't
lunchtime.
judge me?
Mama, can I get a string cheese? Yeah, but
I'm not doing this with you today.
no, I'll, I'll eat string cheese too. I
No, you
like
just give me regular
the
mozzarella and
the
I'm happy.
white with the orange mixed together.
But that's rude.
You are a basic
Oh,
bitch.
that was rude.
No, no.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hold on, before you start.
My
What are you looking for?
my
Because you're
husband, his
scaring
family.
me.
I got my favorite
Okay,
TV show turned on.
gotcha.
I just get a glimpse of it every so many seconds. And these stupid ticks are getting the best of me today, man. I did not start getting these until I had a really bad seizure a few years ago, and then it just hit me out of nowhere. I test this thing. She wanted my New Year's resolution because I think they embarrassed her, and they embarrassed me too. She wanted me to try to
Aw,
control my ticks and twitches and everything. So I'm still working. She didn't say that it embarrassed her. I asked her, I said, "Does it embarrass you?" She said,
aw.
"Why'd you fold your lips in like that for?" You're a liar. I still got my kids thinking, want to lie
Wow.
to me that their ears
No,
turned
I
on.
mean,
That's how I
I
got the
mean,
truth out of William about his hair.
eh, it happens. I remember the first time that you actually, when we had talked about it, and you told me what happened. I was like, oh, okay. I think a lot of times for me, it just out of curiosity, I want to know, but then it's like once you tell me what happened, I'm like, oh, okay, and then I just ignore it. It doesn't bother me after that.
I was working in the pharmacy about a month or so ago, month and a half ago maybe, and I had this male customer his medicine, and he was a nice guy, like he was funny and everything. He was like, "Can I ask you something?" I was like, "I don't care." He's like, why are you ticking like that? I was like, oh, I wanted to mess with him and tell him it was because of drugs, but I work in a pharmacy and I can't play like that. So I was like, I told him what happened. Like, I had a seizure a few years ago. You know, I smacked my head on the porch, and there's still a blood stain at my mom's house on the porch. Um,
Mm.
since then, it's kind of like a Tourette's type thing, which I'm glad
Outbursts.
it's
Could you
this
imagine that?
instead of the vocal Tourette's.
I could
The
imagine.
way
I'll be
my
honest with
mouth
you.
is, I could not
I would have been the
imagine.
type of person at work to try to figure
Everywhere
out
I
what
go,
if that was what you did versus the ticks. I would have been at work trying to figure out what makes her do it so I can fuck with her every time I get every chance I get. I'm gonna make her do it. I'm gonna trigger her
I know.
just so we can sit back and laugh about it.
Yes, but the only thing that triggers the ones that I have now is if I get stressed, it brings them out even more, and I don't know why, because it just makes me feel stupid. Like everybody's staring at. I've had customers, their kids, who will walk past me and just start like mocking me and
Mm,
making fun of me, and I've even had some adults do it. And I went to the back and cried about it, but I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Whatever. They think they're doing something funny and cute or whatever. I don't care. I can't help it. So if they want to be like that, fine. Because you can't really apprehend the customers like, hey, your kid's being a dick. Because the manager I used to work with, I went to her and told her about it. She's like, honey, where are they? I was like, don't worry about it. I said, it's
mm.
fine. I'm just letting you know that you got some asshole customers in here. And since then, I just don't care. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I'm so sorry. I said, for what? So what did you do? He said, I'm sorry you're like that. I said, me too.
I
I
feel like
said,
it's
but
not
why are you
something I wouldn't
apologizing?
apologize that you got that
If
going
you
on,
didn't
but
do it,
if I did something to offend you, I'm gonna apologize about that because, and that's why I tell people all the time, stop messing with people because you don't know, you never know the situation or whatever the case may be, and you sitting here making fun of a physical issue that you can't help. Do you feel better about yourself as a grown man?
right. I mean, it used to hurt my feelings, and now I laugh at the epilepsy jokes. I will gladly tell you some very vulgar epilepsy jokes and just sit there laughing about it. I don't care. I mean, it's part of my life.
There
I
it is,
can't
and I
help it.
think
It
your
is what it
mindset
is.
on it
So why
makes it
not
a
just have fun
puts
with
a
it?
completely different
But I
spin on
will
it,
tell you,
and this is why we bond the way we do. You know what? Do you think it's trauma bonding that we've done?
probably,
That's
probably, I
it. We
just
just roll
realized
with
you
it
didn't
because
realize, you're like,
honestly, it's
hey, let's
crazy
talk about
because
it.
so you having that issue with the ticks and everything is your and it's your cross. It's kind of like your cross
It is painful.
to carry.
It
What did I
is
say?
very
Cross to berry?
painful.
Said that completely different. That's your burden that you carry with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You've learned how to deal with it. You've learned how to cope with it. But that kind
yeah.
of and it's not the same exact thing. But I think with us bonding so well, like we did at work, was because you have your ailment, and then I have my stuff that I felt like it's not my fault. I was just born this way.
Mm,
But let's just be honest, okay? Now this is gonna sound kind of weird, but it's the truth. You know, I'm just gonna speak on the truth. When I was there with you and I became the assistant,
okay.
I realized then I am the only person of color as a member of management in this whole store. And I felt like a lot of times the treatment
Hmm.
that I got wasn't cool. It was not cool, especially coming from the top.
Oh, for sure, it
It
wasn't.
wasn't cool.
From ball headed one,
And a lot of people, you guys that had worked with me for a while
it
knew that,
definitely wasn't.
you guys worked with me, so you guys know how I was. But when it came to actually, being a hard worker, being dedicated, I felt like I put so much into that job and was not getting any recognition for it because the day that he came to me in front of two other associates, you know who they are. I don't want to say their names out loud, but both of my office people, and you sat there in front. Well, no, it wasn't both of them. It was just the one with
Mm.
the colorful hair that we still love. So he told her in front of me
No.
how he thinks so highly of her and the other girl. Oh no, I didn't butt in. What I did was I
I would have
transferred.
butted in. I'd be like, what about me?
That's a lot of the reason I left. Honestly,
That's why
let's
you
talk
left.
about that. I left because once our boss left, and that was devastating to everybody. We all felt that. She actually pulled me in the office and told me that she was leaving. She put her 2 weeks
Mm.
notice in. She said the job should be posted tomorrow, and I've already told him you're ready for it, that he needs to consider you. I said, okay. So she's like, go ahead and put your application in,
Oh,
and I hope for the best for you. She left me in a good space. She left me in a really good place. Um, that was in June that year, and I didn't leave until what, October 1st? I gave you enough time to
I
figure
think
out what you're going to
October.
do. Every time I asked them about what are we doing? Like, you've got me doing the work, but I'm not getting the pay. I'm not being compensated. I don't have the position. I don't have the capabilities as far as in the system to do my job, to do what you need done. So I know. But he
That's how it
waited
still
and
is.
waited and waited. Every time I turn around, he's going on vacation, coming back, going on vacation, coming back. Oh, nobody's applied. I don't have anybody that asked for. I applied. So if nobody else applied, what are we doing? I applied. I put in my application. I've gotten a recommendation from the person that was in that position. Why are you not giving it to me? Why won't you give it to me?
I will tell you, even though you didn't get that position,
I know.
we
Yeah,
got
I
somebody
love
who's
her
just as good as
dearly.
you. She makes
Hmm.
everybody laugh. She makes everybody feel comfortable. She will go above and beyond for you so you feel safe and happy doing your job.
Right.
And
Yeah, I
she'll do
know
what she
one thing
can to
about
try
her
to
because
keep the front in order.
we actually do keep
But
in
she
touch
is
now. We still talk
stressed out of
now.
her mind.
But funny story is, I hired her. I hired her. And it was a lot. It was a
Did you
situation
really?
because when she first came in and we're trying to get her hired, she didn't have something. It was a documentation she did not have. So I'm like, look, I need that. As soon as you get that, come back. The position is still yours. I still got you, but just I need you to come back with that. She came right before I left because I was there with her for like a week before I left. But I brought her on board. Like, I'm the one that got her hired. Me and Blake hired her. Oh, I just said a name. Nobody knows who that is. Yeah,
So
me and the other guy hired him.
you and that other
But yeah,
guy,
we
you and that
hired
other
her,
guy
and
hired her.
I felt really good about her. So that was one
Okay.
thing, and that's why I'm like, I'm really glad that to hear you even say that, because she does, from what I see and from what I talk to her about, she's doing a good job and she cares. So that's what I think makes a difference at your job. Hmm.
She's another version of you.
Oh.
She is another version of you. Which I'm
Hmm.
actually trying. My stepson just turned 16 yesterday. I'm trying to get him in the food line now, but like half of me wants him there, and the other half is like, ugh, it's food line. Why the fuck would you do that to him? But I kind of
Hmm.
want him to get ready for the real world. He's already had a job before, but food line just treats their. I wouldn't say everybody, not
No,
all the management
not all of them.
positions treat you poorly, but a lot of them just treat you like, ugh, well, you're gonna do as I say or you're gone. But they won't fire anybody
Shoot, I've
unless
seen
you
people get
steal like
fired for
30
less.
grand worth of stuff.
But the one thing,
Well, we just had one guy, they just fired him for stealing
like I said,
food,
I've
leaving
seen
it
it
in the
happen.
bag. Like, I want him to work there, but it's like I don't because this place is not a good place to work. It's
I
not a
mean,
good company, but it's still easy
I don't
money.
think it's a
And I'd rather him be
the
doing
company
something
itself is not bad.
I
It's
want
the
to help him.
people that are at these stores that make it gives people a bad taste when it comes to associates. Because if you don't have management that cares, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna see it. And that's why I said when I left. Oh, about that, by the way. So keep in mind that time frame from the time she left to the time I left. I still did not get an answer back from him about what he's gonna do with me. I saw another position available at the store that I'm at now. I went in there talked to your guys' current assistant and my store manager. And within 30 minutes, she offered me the job. So to see how easy that was and to be BS'd and played with the whole time with
Yeah.
him, he told me, he even gave me some BS about, oh, my higher ups don't feel like it would be a good idea. Your higher ups and her higher ups are the same higher ups. So what higher ups are you talking about?
Why not?
What are you talking about? But okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's not right. There's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with that goes on at that store, but I'm just a
Gotten
minute
to the
in
same
that
place with a
store,
lot of
so it
things
doesn't
too.
even
And it's
matter what I have to
unfortunate,
say.
but it is what it is. Like sometimes it's just like you got to pick and choose your battles. Is it something that I really feel like talking about, or does it feel like something I need to speak on? If not, I'm going to shut up because I've already told my look. I've told them already. Look, I'm tired of telling you guys things because nobody listens to me anyway. So guess what? I'm just not going to say anything. Let the cards fall where they may. If you don't get it done, don't look at me because it wasn't for me to do it.
Well, the front manager actually showed me a complaint that she got last Saturday. That's from a customer about the associates that we have now. They act like they have this nasty look on their face, like they don't want to be there. They got all their earbuds in. They're playing on their phones. They're not helping the customers like they should. They're sitting on
Mm-hmm.
their checkout, whatever, and they're really not doing anything. He's like, I've been here for 17
Yep.
years.
I can honestly tell you
He's like,
just
and this is the worst that I've seen it. You guys need to get rid of them and hire somebody who actually wants to work and who's going to be an asset to your company instead of these kids who are like, ugh, I have to work because I want to go get my weekly groceries. And one of the girls that checked me out, you got some weekly groceries. I got a big old buggy full because I got a big family. She looked at me, she's like, ugh, really? Yeah. It's just taking an item, scanning. Take an item, scan it.
it's
Not that big a
but what
deal.
this is the thing I don't understand with
But
people
she
like
acted
that.
like, oh my God, I've got to
If
work.
that's how you feel about a job, then why did you apply for a job? Everybody, oh, I need the money. Well, then if you need to figure out you need the money
It's
and you
like
know
I've
what you have to do to get the money. So you need to get on get with the program and do what you need to do to get your money. Because I've gotten to the point now, I send you home. Go home. You don't want to be here? Bye.
there's so many associates who have asked for more hours because they want to work, because they need the money.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they get the hours, they will immediately call out. But don't waste my time. Like I told her, I said, if you need somebody to help go in, if you can come pick me up and drop me off, I will be there to help you out. Not a problem. 'Cause I don't drive anymore. So if you got somebody to pick me up and drop me off, I'll be there. As long as I don't have the kids and they're at school, I'll be there. I'll take the hours.
At
All
least with
bodies will
you,
be hurting, but
you
I'll
know
take
that
the
you would get the
hours.
job done and just do what you need to do.
I do, and I will admit, while I'm shopping, I do have one earbud in, but it's so low I can still hear the customers when they ask me
I don't know.
questions, and
I
I can
think
still help them. My biggest thing is when I stop and I converse with a bunch of customers, 'cause they'll stop and talk to me, and I'll have them laughing within 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta finish this order. I gotta learn how to keep my mouth shut and do my job. But I'm trying to talk to everybody and welcome to your friendly neighborhood
it's like that
store.
sometimes because I get caught up sometimes too. Customers
Right.
get in there and want to
That's my biggest thing.
tell me the whole life story, and I'm like, lady, I don't care. I've literally had people call me about their cats. I'm like, I'm not a cat
I need to be a
person.
Walmart
Don't
breeder.
care. Oh, I gotta get this cat food, and oh, my cat seems like he's going downhill because he just ain't trying to eat no more. And I'm like, I try so hard to be nice and just not say nothing because what I'm really thinking is, I don't care. I really don't care about your little cat, lady. I don't care. I know that's your cat
Hmm.
and you care. I'm not a cat person. I
Hmm.
don't do cats. Honestly, I'm just like, at this point, why are you still feeding or trying to force feed the cat if the cat ain't trying to eat? Let the cat die in peace.
Yep. But you listen because you know deep down inside,
That too. And then
what
I
if
also
she's
think
the only
about,
one in that house and she has nobody to
if
talk to?
that could have been my grandma. That could have been my grandmother. How would I want
If it
somebody
was
to
my
treat my
mom.
grandmother?
Exactly. I've told a bunch of my customers because they want some certain fruit or whatever, and I'll send them a picture of it. Like, I can give you the best or the worst or whatever, but I try to give my customers my theory. If I won't eat it
Hmm.
or I won't give it to my mom, I'm not going to give it to you. Why would I
People
give
don't
a
think about
customer
stuff
this
like
if
that
I
though. They
myself
really
will
don't.
not
And
eat
it's just
that?
when even treating other people like that. They don't care. They don't care. It's just whatever. It's all about me and I don't care about the next person. It's all about me.
Mhm. I got a little Asian balloon on
No.
it real quick. Have you seen my new tattoo? William drew it for
Aw.
me. He's been drawing me that since he was 3. So he drew it, and I had
Aw.
dates tattooed on me Christmas Eve.
Aw. I think you showed me the
That's me
potato
and him.
people a
That's the
while back, but
potato
I didn't know
people.
you got it tatted. I remember that one.
Yeah, and then I got my little boo boo, my Charlie Brown
Well,
ghost.
honey, yeah, I
No, that's
remember
like
that one.
Linus when he dressed
Lord
up for
Jesus.
Halloween.
Well, look, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap this one on up, but it has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you today. And we will also gonna go ahead and put out some more information for Wicked Sweets. And like I said, I'm gonna get with you because I would love to do a
I
review
appreciate it.
on your treats, okay? So I need German chocolate, I need banana pudding, I need the peach cobbler, I need
Understand?
the strawberry crunch, and what else did I say? A plethora of whatever else you got.
Um, wait, you know my page. You saw the pictures I sent you. You just pick out whatever you want.
All
Let me
right.
know whenever you need them,
Can you do like
and
a
I'll try to get
sample
them ready for you.
box or something like that? Because what I don't want to do is have you make all of these different things and then it's like now
I
you got a
can.
ton of sweets that we're gonna have to eat. I'm just curious. Okay.
I can do it. It'll be fun. Do you know like the peach cobbler? Did you want me to do like one of those square
I want to
aluminum
do a
foil
small one
pans,
of
or did you want me to do
everything
like
just
a
so I can do a
small one?
sampler. So that way, like I said, I can review everything. I sound so fat right now, but I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I know. And I'm gonna make
That
Stacy
is
eat some.
delicious, and you are not gonna. Are y'all allergic to anything? That's the thing. The only thing I don't do is gluten free and sugar free. I did sugar free once, and I had my neighbor try it, and she said it was really good. I give them to the customer, mind you. I had to get what
Hmm.
was it, the stevia or whatever. It was the sugar free sugar, whatever it was. Each bag that I had to get was $10 between making the cakes and the frosting.
No.
I
No, we don't
spent
do none of that.
$60 just on sugar. Just just on sugar by itself. And for 2 dozen of these cupcakes, this person paid $70. To me, I think that was a deal because, like I said, the sugar stuff was $60, and that's not including all the other ingredients and my time. His wife called me 2 days later complaining, "Oh, they're hard as a rock, and they're not good, and I want half my money back, and whatever." I give them half their money back, and they contact me like 2 months later. "Well, can you do this?" I said, "Nope, not doing it again. You just wanted your money back. You wanted something for nothing. Like, I appreciate your input, but I made a whole batch of each and extra so people around me could try it to make sure they were okay. And they tell me it's fine, but you're
Probably. More
telling me
than
it's not. You
likely. Yeah, that's
probably
exactly
left
what
them out
happened.
uncovered overnight."
People, I swear.
So for you to get 2 dozen
Yeah.
for $70, that's a pretty decent price.
And that's the
Well,
only
I made
downside
nothing
to,
off of that. I lost money doing that.
these small businesses or self-funded businesses. We're taking losses. Like, if it's not a profit, it's going to be a loss. And unfortunately, there's nobody else that you can fall back on with that. It's just, you got to eat it. But,
Start trying to sell some more businesses. I really want to go back and
well,
start
that's
trying to
what we're going to
sell
try
some
to
more
do.
businesses, some
I'm
like
going to definitely
local
try to,
businesses. Because I've
push that
already
out
done
with
one.
different restaurants and stuff that, especially around in Raleigh and like Raleigh and Garner, like, what are
I
you
got
doing,
cards.
girl? Get out there.
I've got business cards too. I've
Yeah,
got
I get
business
you.
cards
I
too.
will
So
get
next
with
time
you
I
on
see
that. We'll
you,
get
just
you
ask
some.
for a couple.
Well, you have a great day, sweetheart. And thank you
Alrighty,
again.
girlfriend.